They do that with a substance called ATP, and we make our own body weight in ATP every day. I mean,
Yeah, that's amazing.
it's a vast turnover.
And we
Um,
recycle it, right, as well.
yeah, we recycle it. We recycle it. And there are two key things about mitochondria. The first is that they regulate our pace of aging. So as we get older, we make less ATP, we've got less physiological performance. The second thing about them, which is really critical, is that they respond to light. And this was really, this was very new about ten years ago, and wasn't very appreciated. And within this environment, we noticed that, or we others as well noticed that red light, deep red light, sometimes beyond your range of visual perception, um, stimulated the mitochondria and improved the performance. So if we see mitochondria as a battery, which is my analogy for them, it recharges the battery. However, if we expose mitochondria to deep blue light, and one of my issues is that blue light is found very prominently in LED lighting, we discharge the battery. So we've got less power, we've got less physiological function. So we can tune mitochondria optically. So if we've got very old animals like old flies, if we expose them to long wavelength light, deep reds, we improve their mobility, we improve their lifespan. We cut out a lot of the middle-aged deaths. And in humans, if we give humans long wavelength light, we certainly improve. I'm in ophthalmology, so all my toys are visual. We certainly improve colour vision, and we do it it's a marked improvement as well. And the older you are, the better the leverage we have over that problem. So I work on mitochondria. They regulate our lives, but we can regulate them with light. And I think that's the important point.
Yeah, it's amazing because it doesn't, getting exposure to red light. Then it's not just about stopping a decline. It actually is regenerative. Like we're
Uh,
seeing improvement. We're seeing improvements in vision if you start exposing yourself to red light therapy, like getting up in the morning and getting exposure to the sun early, like at sunrise. It's good for your eyes.
yeah, I mean, I suppose I kind of react a bit about the word regenerative because it seems to carry a lot of weight with it. But you're
Yeah.
right. Okay, so I can take your performance in terms of your color vision, and I can reset it back to what it was maybe 5 or 10 years previously. Um, and we can, if we're talking about the animal experiments, we can improve the mobility of flies and bees, and we've done this um, very markedly in old animals, taking them back to a stage where they were much younger and their performance was much better. So yeah, we can do that. I mean, my target in life is to squeeze these lights into nursing homes. That's where we need to be.
So could you explain that a little bit more?
Well, so when we find as we age, we become less and less able physiologically. Our mobility is reduced, etc. And we know we can use deep red light to improve these functions. We can improve the mitochondria, we can improve the ATP, we can improve the physiology. So where do we need to be? Where we need to be is in places like nursing homes, where people
Mhm.
are reduced mobility. Generally your physiology by the time you're in your 80s and 90s, possibly also in me, I'm just 70, can be improved just by changing the lighting. And it's not only there, so we now have our lighting units in a major stroke unit in a London hospital. And we're negotiating putting them into critical care units. So, for instance, if you come in after a road traffic accident, and you're in that situation, your mitochondria might be very threatened, or you have pneumonia where your mitochondria might be very, very threatened. Changing the lighting may have a profound effect on your outcome. So there's lots of little
And so you're
places where.